Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Nerd Night Roundtable. Let's wait a little bit. We can go into the first topic. We had a new Fantastic Four trailer today, and it is pretty bad. And in all these trailers, I haven't really seen much of Pedro Pascal's powers. We've seen all the other feature their powers, but I don't know if this is something that they're just trying to hide that he doesn't use his powers. But we've gotten like 2 seconds of it, if that. See if it actually wants to pop up here. I'll get this up here in a second. This thing doesn't want to work for me. Months ago, 9 hours ago. We just get an overview by voiceover by Sue, but we get a lot more of Ben, Johnny, and Reed. Still got the cheesy looking graphics. That's probably the best shot we get in the entire movie, unfortunately. You get little montage videos of the thing actually in action. And apparently, we're going with Franklin Richards for the baby. We can only hope that they don't go into some of the more stupid stuff that they had for the comic book. So apparently, this thing takes place over a great deal of time. But not a lot of new footage. Jeez, they still look so horrible. He definitely needs to shave that mustache. That looks pathetic. He looks like a 70s porn star who is degenerated into driving a panel van. Apparently, they're all over the place because they're in the spacesuit. And that's that. Fortunately, there is some good that may stop share that. There was some good news released. They have a Galactus popcorn bucket coming out. See if I can actually find it. There we are. This is a fantastic popcorn bucket. If this came with the ticket, I'd watch the freaking movie. But apparently, you have to buy that separately. So just go see whatever and buy the popcorn bucket. Not sure if we got any other pictures here. This might be it. No, it's only this one. They also have a one for the little robot, which is also very nice. See if I actually get a photo of that one. Yeah, a little Herbie drink. Those two alone, those are worth. Everyone buy those, and the movie will be successful if you give a shit. This should be the whole other stuff. See if there's any others. We also have the little Funko Pop Mini on the drinks. So they screwed up the movie, but all the merch seems to be very good. I have one other topic I had, if I can find that. Yeah, that's baseball. Still baseball. Apparently, there is a 007 video game in the works. .007 First Light. Let's see if we can share that. We'll share this a bit. The graphics look okay. I assume that's him. Minnie Penny looks somewhat like she did in the Daniel Craig movies, so I guess that's okay. Unfortunately, now playing 007, Ethan Hunt. They modeled him after Tom Cruise, apparently. Hard to tell from a 3-minute little trailer, but I don't know. It has at least some potential. We'd have to see gameplay, which they don't have any of yet. And hello, HKHC 2005, and hello, Mikey. Mikey, I'm not sure how to get you the link to this. You can ask Gorilla. That's the only way I know how to get you the link since you're not on X. But either of you have any opinion of any of either the video game or the Fantastic Four merch that I saw? Because I don't know, that merch alone seems to be kind of worth it. I didn't see this Ben Grimm one. Hey, Gap. Fantastic Four merchandise will probably do better than the movie. Yeah, I think so. That Galactus thing does well. I'd pay as much as the ticket for that Galactus bucket. Trying to see if I can actually get onto Facebook. Haven't tried this in years. Facebook. Yeah, Gorilla has the link. Let's see if I can find you on Facebook. Nope, I cannot access Facebook without creating an account. I'm not. Gorilla isn't here right now, Mikey. So he has the link on X, but we're gonna have to figure that out. I can't do it over there. Yeah, the Galactus one apparently has light up LED light eyes on it. We also have another one over here. Yep, and we got Teague in the back. Let's see here. See if I can actually. Hey, Teague.
Hey, what's up? Well, what's going on?
Merch.
Oh, I'm out of uniform. Wrong hat for this avatar. I actually can watch the Yankees tonight.
Oh, that's nice.
They're on Amazon. I almost bought the Yankee app today, and like what went through my head is, Maybe I should check first because they play like only about half their games on their own damn app.
Yeah, that's highly inconvenient. Uh,
I guess it's the price of success, right? Everyone kind of wants a little piece of the Yankees. That's why there's interleague play. By extension, that's why there's no more National League play, which is sad. It sucks.
Screw the National League.
I liked having the ability to watch a different kind of baseball that was a little bit more just different. I like being able to watch both. I can't tell you how many times I'd watch both the Yankees and the Mets the same day.
And you still can, but they're both playing by civilized rules now. You don't need any of those pitchers trying to hit.
Well, our boy Otani has the potential to force a 10-man lineup with his ability to hit and pitch. What are you going to do? He's a DH level pitcher. Hitter. And apparently they say he throws freaking seeds and he's going into their rotation soon.
Well, that'll be an interesting experiment for him.
I mean, it's at least as interesting as the ambidextrous picture the Yankees had that didn't work out. That would have been something, though. No one would have known how to deal with that.
Yeah.
So how about that Fantastic Four enthusiasm level? Have you seen that? They're breaking Ticketmaster machines.
I think there's more excitement for the merch than there is for the actual movie. Have you seen some of this stuff?
Why is it like they have great Funko Pops and they do a great job with the merch? I mean, just
they did
because the
great
movie
jobs
is
with the merch.
You know what? The movie looks like ass, but there are still people out there whose lives depend on designing a toy, so maybe it would be good, right? I have some I have a few ideas about how it could probably be all right.
This is one of the carriers, but
that looks so much better than it did in the movie. Go back to the head. Look at that. It looks like he's eating a chicken nugget there with his sticking his fingers in his mouth. Like, go back to that first popcorn bucket or whatever it was.
Let's see where that.
Can you show it to us? I mean, because that was wow. That thing is so much better than the visualization in the movie. How did they get it right on the popcorn bucket and get it so wrong in the movie? He looks better there. His eyes are more proportioned. They're not sunken in. That is a better thing than they put in their movie. And, of course, they're leading with the only interesting thing, their goddamn car. I hate that car. How about you?
Yeah, the car does not look like I'd suspect, but we also have these nice little Funko Minis.
It looks like a car that Pedro would love to drive. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he tried to get it after. The little totem cups. They have the little Funko toys on it. If those were detachable, hopefully they are. Those would be worth a buy.
Could you see Pedro having it be a deal breaker that there's no like little vent to dry your nail polish in the new car that he bought? Right? It would be like, can't have that. The Galactus popcorn bucket's okay. It's not great. It's not great.
As far as movie tie-in buckets, that is the best I've seen them make so far.
Simply for the comic accuracy?
For the comic accuracy, and you've seen the crap they've come out with for some of these movies.
Believe it or not, Wizard of Oz had a great popcorn bucket. So did Wicked. Wicked's popcorn bucket was awesome.
Actually, a jumbo popcorn bucket.
I mean, it would have to be. It's pretty cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool, but it's not. First of all, the amount of space it must take up.
Yeah, they're obviously going to charge probably double for the popcorn combo on that.
Probably. You're talking about a $400 popcorn bucket here. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Gorilla. Gorilla, if you can disseminate the link.
How much will this garbage be tomorrow? What's going on, Gap? Good to see you, buddy. What will this be going for on eBay in a week?
And I would point after the movie comes out, $100, $100.
I can't get this popcorn bucket because I only have a Regal Cinema near me.
Oh, you poor bastard.
Well, considering I have to see the fucking movie anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah, you might as well get the collectibles.
You know what? I could sell off the popcorn bucket to make up for some of my misery. Maybe it's worth trekking to Brooklyn.
For that popcorn bucket, I would trek to the AMC to get it, no matter where you have to find it.
By the way, if I walked out of the movie theater in Brooklyn after seeing Fantastic Four, the headline would read, "Man jumped for being the wrong kind of Gahey by other Gaheys because he saw Fantastic Four in Brooklyn." Brooklyn is no longer this badass tough neighborhood. It is like the Gahey capital of New York.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have neighborhoods in Seattle like that too.
I am from a town called Queens. It's much straighter than the town. My town, Queens, is much straighter than Brooklyn. I don't get it.
Ironic.
And by the way, I'm going to turn on my camera for a minute. YouTubers here, take some advice. You see my apartment behind me? You see how it's like pretty decent? Like it doesn't look like somebody just died back there, and like I've gotten the clothes and extra stuff out of the way. And I mean, you could go the extra mile with this one, but notice, Jim, that they're both Rolling Stones themed throw pillows.
Oh yes, good touch. Keep
you
the
know
dead
what?
bodies on the other side of the screen.
Oh, they're in the bathtub. Also, I got beat up for election interference today. Again, I'm an election interferer, germ.
Oh, ain't that nice?
I'm not going to vote anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore.
Oh, we got a beep.
I'm not voting anymore.
Hey, Resolute Germ.
Hey, what's going on? I'm not going to vote anymore, germ. I'm not going to vote anymore. It's bad for business. Every time there's an election for like the next 11 months, there's like a lockdown on self-expression of any kind on YouTube. If your channel even takes a poll, wham, you get censorified. All we do is take polls. We're not a political channel. They act like we have the voice of President 40. Well, all right. Maybe we are. We make some political jokes, but I mean, there's no political sentiment expressed on our channel. What are we supposed to do? Move to another planet and only make jokes about like Lur from Omicron's what is it? Sigma Omicron. Perseid Omicron 8, yeah. You know what they say? Men are from Perseid Omicron 6 and women are from Perseid Omicron 9.
Mikey, do you have anything about the merch?
Yeah, I think the Galactus merch looks pretty cool. I remember when we got some buckets from when they had what was the last one we got, babe? The last bucket that we got from the theater, special one.
I think which one was.
Yeah.
We didn't get the. We got the Coliseum one.
Yeah, we got the Coliseum. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we did get that one. Yeah. Yeah, which was pretty cool. I mean, the whole design of the Coliseum and stuff. So, yeah, that was awesome. And they have a cool one, which is going to be for Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth, which is coming out soon. They're going to have a special one for that, too. So I want to get that one. I want to get Jurassic World, definitely. Yeah.
I have only one question for you, Mikey, if that's your real name. Are you one of the 3 people who hit like?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Besides the Galactus one,
you like how I teased conflict there for a moment and got everybody interested?
Yeah, that's nice. I think this Herbie one is the second. If you can't get the Galactus one, this Herbie one's the one to get.
You know, because of my channel, I have to be careful saying this, but fuck the Guardians. Goddamn Guardians. 3-0 Guardians already. It's only the bottom of the first. They're fucking us up.
It couldn't happen to a nicer team.
Go fuck yourself. See, Mikey, I say it to my friends, too.
I understand.
Go fuck yourself.
And besides
Kidding,
that...
kidding.
I know you're a big 007 fan, Mikey.
Oh, yeah, me too. Hey, Mikey, great MAGA hat. Where'd you get that?
Oh, well, that actually came from the when we took our trip to Grand Canyon, and I took. Can
you embiggen him?
He's a Canadian to see it.
Let's see here.
He's got his "Make America Great Again" hat. That's amazing, Mikey. There's hope for you yet. Look at that.
Not necessarily.
Viagra phallus. What kind of a dirty named place is that? And thank God you dragged a razor across your face. You now are identifiable as a Homo sapien, or some kind of thing that whatever comes before sapien. But you're identifiable now. You look better. Oh God. Can you buy some beard oil or a razor? Guys, we're gonna do a Kickstarter to get Mikey a fucking razor.
Yeah, Santa
I don't
Claus
need
is
a razor. No, she likes the beard.
His only work.
I gotta keep it. Take.
Wear beard or not?
Yeah.
You know what? The beard doesn't look bad, but you're getting. You get I know he needs the mustache. He's got no mustache, which I understand. You know, I had my porn stash, my prawn stash, and anchor beard going for like about 10 weeks, 15 weeks there. But you know, man, if you didn't get in there and trim down that mustache, it was a real soup strainer.
Canadians, little known fact: Canadian Santa Claus does not have the mustache. He just goes
little known.
Beard.
Is that true? Little known fact: Canadian Miles Morales is a fucking communist.
It's okay. All Miles Morales are communists.
I think regular Miles Morales lives uptown in Manhattan and has a job. I just don't know. I know Peter. Pete and I know each other. He went to school with me, and he lives in Queens, obviously, like I do.
Like
great guy.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. In fact, I've known Pete for so long that when I first met him, his Uncle Ben was a cop. Remember that? Fucking forgotten piece of Spider-Man lore?
He was, actually.
Yeah.
For about the first 5-8 years, yeah. Then he was a retired cop who was working security. But he cop background, stayed with Uncle Ben until Madam Webb, those bastards! He was supposed to be a retired cop who was working as a handyman to make ends meet because he was saving money to put Peter through college and living modestly so he could do it. And no movie really does that justice. Uncle Ben is the unsung, he's fairly well sung, but Uncle Ben is a much more important hero. Really, if Spider-Man hadn't met Uncle Ben, the whole MCU falls apart because he saved everyone's ass at one point or another.
I don't know. That's not really a selling point for me on Spider-Man.
Well, I mean,
he's their most important. Go ahead, Mikey.
No, I was going to say, did you guys see the movie which we did? We saw the Spider-Man movie which had all three of the Spider-Mans from the different...
That one was fine, even though Andrew Garfield is not a good enough actor to convince me a 41-year-old man dates a 63-year-old woman. I just, he's gay. And that's okay. Like, you should just admit it. I mean, I got nothing against what he is, but I mean, come on. Pretending to date Demi Moore, I mean, don't make me effing laugh.
It's hard to tell since he's English.
And a good actor.
It seem like that.
And a good actor. He's a really good actor, and he's English. He could be having. I just thought I'd have the Americans for a lark, make them think I was a heterosexual. But I mean, I just don't know what's going on with it. He is weird. But I will say this: really good acting as Spider-Man, the best New York accent of any Spider-Man, and he was. It's an Alex Kurtzman movie, but Roberto Orci is helping him out a little bit, so it's not as bad as most Alex Kurtzman movies. But that movie is bad. That story is bad. The Rhino is bad. Electro is bad. The death of Gwen Stacy is bad. The movies were bad. But he was like so charming that people want to champion and stand for them. They are actually terrible movies.
Yes, they are.
So
Tasm sucked. And I just real quick, Germ, is it just me, or do you also believe that for their third movie they wanted Spider-Man to be co-equal with with a Gwen Stacy, and that's why they were like goodbye? It's like, you not only did you not make money, but that's a terrible idea. Goodbye, because Spider-Gwen gets created at the end of TASM 2, but they never pick it up. TASM 2 ends in the middle of their story.
I don't think they ever got that far with the third one.
Well, there was never a third one. That's the third one is maybe Spider-Man No Way Home with the return of that TASM Spider-Man. Yeah. But what they did was those writers were better than Alex Kurtzman. What they said was because of all his pain, and they threw everything else out the window. Like, because of all his pain, he turned into a dark Spider-Man, avenging Spider.
Yeah, but as far as this actual third movie, I know going in they had a contract for a third one, but they never got.
Would have been co-equal. They would have made him equal. Why create Spider-Gwen? Why sides? I mean, at the first movie, I'm thinking, okay, they didn't want to pay for MJ. But no. It's not what it is. I think they more wanted a Spider-Gwen franchise than a Spider-Man franchise, and that's why there were so many problems. And Alex Kurtzman cannot write. Roberto Orci was there to kind of fix it a lot. But Alex Kurtzman, his influence on anything is ruinous. There's enough pure Alex Kurtzman moments in that movie. Both of those movies.
I was just curious, which one of the three ladies did you admire the most? Because, we had Kirsten Dunst for Maguire. We had Emma Stone for Garfield. And for Tom, we had Zendaya. So...
All right, so it's kind of like it works backwards, right? Like Zendaya is least appreciated. Really, they're in order of appearance for me. Zendaya by far the least appreciated, but I don't blame Zendaya because, if you don't look like MJ and you need a bath when they put you on camera, they put you on camera looking unwashed. When they put cigarette butts and gum in your hair to make you look like shit, and you have no curves because you have talent, but it's as a dancer, not an actress, and you're a bit wooden, and you're not getting training, and people are telling you you're fucking great, and you can do fighting movies because you're a dancer. You're not good as MJ. She wasn't the spider person who needed the dancing skills. I'm happy Tom Holland loves her. I'm happy that a lot of people think she's beautiful. I'm not here to argue looks. She's non-ugly, but they wouldn't put her on camera the way that she has never looked her best on camera because of the feminism and other shit.
Yeah, she's
least.
Then she's not just a dancer, but she also is a singer, so she actually sings.
Then what's her name? Emma, what's her face? She's in the middle, in every single way. We got our British people from Queens here. It was ridiculous. They both do better New York accents than any of the Americans who do it. Don't ask me why. Then, number one, Kirsten Dunst, she's 58 years old. She still looks real good. I mean, we had to actually tase then trank PvP while we were watching Civil War. He started howling at the moon halfway through the movie.
Oh my god! Yeah, cool. Yeah.
No, I mean she looks great. So number one, that's my number one MJ. But maybe my favorite Spider-Man girlfriend is Betty Broderick because I grew up on the cartoon.
Oh yeah, the cartoon. Sure. Yeah, I remember Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. And Firestar was what was my early squeeze animated wise anyway.
That's the only good redhead.
Oh yeah,
Germ. I had this in
my wife used to be. Yeah, no, I'm just saying for a minute. Suzanne used to have red hair, but that became my ultimate redhead. So she doesn't have
there
that
you
anymore,
go. Germ. I had this crazy thought. What if you were to cap and end off the cartoon thing? So still keep the voting, but pick something real solid like the Star Trek cartoon and the Spider-Man cartoon and start with one and end with the other. Just hit me now.
It's a possibility.
You know what? It would give you sort of a quality bar where people would know they would get some good cartoons no matter what. Just it's a thought because a couple of times there It's a great experience to watch the cartoons and have it explained how they got that way. But maybe we could get there in 2 cartoons.
Yeah, we are having a real absence of quality recently. The entire style of the late 80s, early 90s is not very favorable.
You know what? The Saturday morning cartoon, which is the grist that really, generates it, that had leveled down so much that even your outlier people like your Nicktoons and everything else, they were kind of either so experimental that they were dirt cheap and bad, or they were so poorly preserved that they were terrible. And also, like, there's a complete loss of direction. It takes about 10 years for what happens in The Simpsons to sink in. It's not a coincidence that the next adult-ish cartoon that works is about 14 years later with Family Guy. People, never come to terms with the idea of a cartoon for adults. They carve out an exception for The Simpsons and move on. I mean, King of the Hill, that cartoon, always obeyed the rules of physics, etc. It wasn't a cartoon. It could have been a live-action show.
Yeah, it probably should have been a live-action show.
I don't know. Is it still coming back? Paramount announced it, but now we've got yet another person passing away. R.I.P. John Redcorn, huh? In the world of great cartoon characters, the great John Redcorn.
Apparently, he wasn't involved in the reboot.
Did they have a different voice, or is just no John Redcorn?
They haven't mentioned it. It's just that
maybe they kept him out of it because John Redcorn was ill. Couldn't perform, so they're just like, we're not going to recast you. We'll work around John Redcorn. Is there a curse of King of the Hill?
Hey, curse on John Redcorn. They've gone through a few of them.
He's also the 4th or 5th well, then he's like the 8th or 9th person from the show to die. Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, Brittany
Tom
Murphy was one of the first, and then
Tom Petty was the first. I think.
Oh,
Tom Petty might have been the first.
No, Brittany was first.
Brittany Murphy beat him to it. Yes, she worked very hard to die. Brittany Murphy died first, then Tom Petty.
Right.
Now, with John Redcorn. Is there anyone else?
John Redcorn.
Both. So 2 John Redcorns.
Yeah.
Doomcock's alive, so we know that Mike Judge is okay.
Well, yeah, Mike Judge is still breathing.
We hear from him every Friday.
Yeah.
And we'll be hearing from him in an hour. I think Doomcock is. It's my belief that Doomcock is Mike Judge.
He had stuff recorded before he put a John Redcom in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he was sick or if there was something else, but
he died of something chronic. It might have been known. I think it was just it was the big C, I think.
Maybe. I read a couple of articles, but none of them actually mentioned the cause of death.
Anything insane, like stuff like Mike Judge remembered him. It's I always remember him the way he was, with a needle and a spoon, and his candle going with his bag of black tar heroin. Anything,
Oh, apparently
neighbor shot him?
Yeah. His neighbor.
Yeah. My God.
Well, yeah. That'll do it.
I am definitely buying that gold-plated Desert Eagle I showed you. Now that I see all this violence. If he had a gold-plated Desert Eagle, he'd be alive today.
Yeah, those are very nice.
It gets the idea across. Nice. What's that?
They're more than my rent, but very nice.
Yeah, it's like 2 months' rent for a gold-plated Desert Eagle, but I mean, think of how the impression it makes.
Oh yeah, very nice, large impression going in and
it's gold.
out.
People said to me, get the tiger striping, and I'm like, but why would you ever want to obscure the gold?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he wasn't dealing with a naive Dell. Wasn't sneaky enough, says Gorilla. Hamhand. Gorilla's Hamhand thoughts. Is the Gorilla's Hamhand from the Highlands? Because you're a Highlands ape? I suggest that as a show title. Ham-handed from the Highland. And as a gorilla from the Highlands, does that not qualify you as the last king of Scotland? Should you be the primary silverback of your group?
Oh yeah, we can dress him up in a nice military uniform and a beret.
John Redcorn was in the military or gorilla?
No, last king of Scotland.
Oh yeah, like a kilt. I'm just imagining like a Jedi funeral pyre, but with like a gorilla on it, with like a kilt and a fucking beret.
Yeah, wasn't that? Yeah, that was about Idi Amin, right? And that featured Forrest Whitaker.
That was the Forrest Whitaker movie.
Forrest Whitaker movie, yeah.
He had the ridiculous fake military uniform and a beret on the entire movie.
Yeah. You know, I actually I liked him in that samurai film he did, actually. With the pigeons.
It was a real military uniform. It's just that what happens is when the British took over Uganda where he was, one of the units that recruited there was a Scottish Highlands unit. He joined it, and like he was like Idi Amin was like militarily fairly adept, and he was like an ideal soldier. Like he loved being a soldier. Like a big surprise, right? So he loved military life. He loved being a soldier. He loved being Idi Amin. He did very well under the British. They loved him, and like he moved up a couple of times in that certain division of the British Army that he was in, the colony. And then when Uganda spins off, that unit keeps the Highland tradition, and he kept that tradition in their military. So he was a real military uniform. It was also really crazy.
In the film, I don't know what the costume department does. It's not an actual Scottish Highland film, and it's 3 sizes too big for freaking Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
They didn't do a good job with the costume, but I think maybe what happened was he had an Africanized one.
Yeah. It looks ridiculous. It
does, because they even said they had
overweight Forrest Whitaker, you managed to get something 3 sizes too damn big.
Hey Tim, welcome back. You know what? Honestly, his performance in that is so good it didn't matter how bad the costumes were. But yeah, it's too bad that everything wasn't better, because he is a great actor when he wants to be. I love Forrest Whitaker. He's in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and who would think that he would go further than Spicoli?
Right.
I guess he's one of the most successful out of that.
Fast Times? I think he's the most successful. Well, Phoebe Cates is the most successful because she didn't have to work anymore after she was like 40, right?
Well, yeah, she just got her claws into somebody.
No, she was the breadwinner, man. Her husband didn't work much either. She's been married to Kevin Kline since the 80s.
Yeah. That's amazing that they're actually still married, the two of them.
Maybe it's because they got so much money so fast, and they realized that their combined $65 million, they could leave Hollywood, be normal, and not have to worry, and just stayed together. Because we don't see much of them. When was the last Kevin Kline movie? A couple of minutes in one of the Avengers movies for a moment.
What was the main one?
I don't know.
Well, wait a second. He did So one of the movies he did, the reboot of Wild Wild West with Will Smith, and then
1997 though. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And then he was in Dave. He was portraying like he was a.
That was before. Yeah. That's 1995.
Yeah. So I know he's been.
What he's doing is he's hanging at. He's a good actor, and he's been in a bunch of movies. The thing is, what he mostly does is show up in a movie for 1 minute as a guiding friend, or if that movie has an angel or something like that, because he's pretty powerful in his delivery, and he has like this. If Chevy Chase wasn't an asshole mixed with Bill Murray's like easygoingness, so people really liked him, and the fact he got Phoebe Cates just proves it. But she was in like 5 to 10 years worth of miniseries. Like she was up to Lace 4, and she's like making special appearances in every other show, and showing up in a movie here and there as the best friend for paydays. So Kevin Kline just like dated his way into a good life. Like she was the one who made all the money. Like she made, and then I think they just like, you know what, like $65 million or whatever they had between them in like literally 1994 money. They're like, what do we need this for? We got enough. Let's buy a house like out in Malibu and just like not talk to anybody else but our neighbors. That's what they seem to have done.
He has a few. He has only a handful of credits. He's been on behind Bob's Burgers since 2011.
Yeah, okay. That's what it says.
Hold on,
here.
Mikey. Hey, stop
sorry.
over talking for a second. What is he doing on Bob's Burgers? When you say he's behind it, is he the producer? He's the money man? If so, well played.
Yeah, no, he's a voice. He does Calvin Fish Shoulder.
Is he on there a lot? Is he a regular voice, or is he just recurring?
He's a recurring.
Okay, so he doesn't need money.
Fairly regular recurring.
Doesn't need money and does it for scale. It pays for his cigar box. Seriously.
Yeah.
Pays for his cigars. We're not talking like the guy who does Joe Swanson on Family Guy, who has to be there and has to work like 4 days a week and does additional voices.
Yeah. He is
You're talking about Warburton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, I just read here
The thing is, Kevin Kline doesn't need to be bothered much. Yeah, he'll be in a movie here and a movie there, and he usually takes smaller or supporting parts. I think the deal is that Phoebe Cates made so much money. Remember, she stepped away from feature films and was the queen of the miniseries for like 10 years.
Huh.
We wouldn't know about them because it was like marketed towards our own mothers.
Okay. It says here the latest film that Klein's doing is going to be released on June 9th, and it's called Fior de Latte. It's directed by Charlotte Lyndon Ercole-Co.
Who else is in it?
And Kevin Kline plays a playwright who's hooked on sniffing perfume to relieve memories from an Italian vacation, spirals into obsession as his life goes.
Who else is in it? Who else is in it?
Gina Gershon.
Okay.
And
Keep
Fisher
going.
Stevens.
Future, the former Mr. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Julia Fox. Okay.
All right, he got his money, but I mean, he worked for like 6 weeks. I mean, of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, is Kevin Kline doing dinner theater? I think he probably like. They had a bit. They had what was at that point a wheelbarrow full of money. It's like some people, like for instance, Deborah Harry. She had so much money in 1979 that she took her $600,000, which doesn't sound crazy today. She bought like blocks and blocks in New York before gentrification and sold them off for big money. Deborah Harry is like a crazy old rock star because she doesn't care. She has hundreds of millions of dollars from her real estate deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was the other one. Yeah, that was the other one I was trying to think of. Fish Called Wanda that he did with Jamie Lee Curtis back in 1988.
Yeah. I mean, the Fish Called Wanda all the way to Fierce Creatures run ends in 94. But Kevin Kline's career is largely over for 31 years.
Yeah.
He's not a bad actor and no one dislikes him, but for the last 31 years he's chosen to do almost nothing.
Yeah.
Him and his wife might just have bought, with their wheelbarrow full of money. They had world-changing money for 1995. They could have bought a bunch of Microsoft stock or whatever they bought. You know what I mean? And just they don't have to care anymore. Seems like that's what happened with the Klines because it's not like they're not in demand.
Well, he's the older, right, of the two, him and Phoebe.
Who knows?
Well, he's 77. Years. He's 77, so
Who knows? I mean, maybe.
She's 61.
And she's 61. Yeah.
Kevin Kline is worth $50 million, so yeah, he ain't hurting for cash.
He invested.
No.
He did something. You know what? That's why we don't see him. He's smart enough. He's sitting at home on his computer. He's buying penny stocks, and he's not ever losing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
at this point, all he has to do is sit back, relax, and wait for the great-grandkids to inherit his money.
Tell me, right? Why should he act? So his great-grandchildren don't have to have even a part-time job? Tell me I didn't nail it. Some people just, with their world-changing amounts of money, were well enough advised back at that point that he was like, well, maybe I'll buy something that'll, ultimately, pay off. Like Deborah Harry, crazy old rock star who doesn't care. because she's a like multi-millionaire, and she just goes out there fucking wasted and still delivers a great show. But she doesn't give a fuck. She goes and plays because she wants to.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, Germ, do you have any interest in the NBA Finals since you realize it's the Thunder and the Pacers?
Yeah,
It's fixed.
fuck the Thunder.
It's fixed.
I think it's parody.
It's rigged.
then-
Fuck the Thunder until the day the Sonics come back, and that'll be the day after Silver retires.
It should have been the Knicks. Everyone knows the Knicks were robbed.
Perhaps.
Yeah, robbed by their severe and overwhelming lack of talent.
So you agree?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
They had a good shot. Okay. It's not like the Pacers laid down for them or anything. They played their asses off.
All I know is the Indians,
You know,
the Yankees are getting their asses kicked, and of course, Germ is going to love this. Of course, by the Guardians, as I said earlier. Fuck.
I don't care who's kicking their ass, just as long as their asses are getting kicked.
I'm sure you find it slightly funnier that it's, of course, the Guardians.
That does help a little bit.
Yeah, your game is late tonight. The Seattle game starts at 9:40 p.m. Eastern. I'm trying to follow all these different games, and they go into like midnight and shit.
Life on the West Coast must be so fucked up. You've got to get to baseball games that are designed to start at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Games should start at 5 here. The 7 p.m. start time is consolation to the East Coasters and the networks.
Well, you stole our baseball teams, and then you invented a bunch of inferior ones. I mean, show me the good team on the West Coast aside that didn't come from New York. You know.
Let's see, what teams do we have that didn't come from New York? All of California.
The bad ones.
Basically.
No.
Stole.
Yeah. They stole our teams.
Giants, the Dodgers. Forget
by
where
the way,
Oakland came from.
Oakland came from Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
By way of Kansas City.
Yeah, by the way, I
long
want
trip.
to thank the Mets for beating up on the Dodgers a couple nights back.
Did they finally be? They lost last night. You know what's really weird is, you think about a team like Oakland right now or whatever it is. It's like you have a team. You have a team like Tampa Bay with no stadium, but not to be outdone, we get the Athletics with no goddamn city.
Yeah,
They
they're playing in a
technically have
minor
the
league
city.
stadium.
They're playing in a California minor league stadium, one of their own, I think. It's a nice enough stadium, and it's a much smarter idea than have your own stadium be empty and filled with hooligans who had $12 for a ticket. Because you're gonna have to dump to open up the stadium and turn on the lights. You're gonna have to put so much more money into it. You're gonna have to sell the seats for nothing, and at a low price. Hooliganism at sporting events is real.
Yeah.
Well,
I still remember-
hooliganism in Oakland is the major pastime. They go to that game to vandalize the place.
Right. Look what
have
happened when the Raiders were there.
Yeah.
They went to the Raiders games to commit homicide.
We saw that on TV. Was it a Jets fan that they killed? Chargers fan? Same
I'm not
thing.
sure, but I think it happened more than once.
Well,
The first time
everybody
someone was
knows
killed at a Raiders game was during World War One.
yeah. Well, everybody knows that Raiders Nations fans are psychotic. We all know that.
Yeah, guess
This
where
really
the
is-
Athletics will be in 2 years.
Yeah. No, I've been to a game. Those guys are nuts. I mean, I'm glad I got out of there, man. I was like, Jesus.
Can
I
you
went to a
imagine?
Cardinals. I went to a Cardinals game, and I thought, like I said, I thought Raiders fans were nuts. I went to a Cardinals game that I watched with my 49er team, and I was sitting over in the wrong place. I was over in the freaking Cardinals section. I didn't even know they had a Cardinals section. So I thought this team, was always a sucky team, and here I was sitting there, and I'm watching and I'm watching the game, and I'm cheering for my team, and I'm getting all these, blank ass stares, and people wanting to lynch me, do a lynch mob shit on me in the middle of the desert. I'm like, okay, look, your team sucks. I understand, but you don't need to be berating on me. I'm just one fan. Imagine if you were sitting over the other side and you see our team get beat up by you guys. That's an embarrassment. So
That's why I have a Notre Dame hat, so I can go to other stadiums.
yeah.
No, if you go to MLS games, that's where you really get violent. Especially when you get the foreigners in who are used to the Mexican soccer league. And
But I mean, that's why I go to MLS games. I have not looked towards the field for 1 minute of the 30 to 35 MLS games I've gone to. Before the game, I get drunk. Then I go to a pizza parlor near Yankee Stadium where I can get some Bolivian marching powder. I go to the stadium. I continue drinking nonstop because the beers are cheaper for the MLS games. And then, it's basically melee for however long it takes for them to play soccer. I don't know. There was one year where there was an extended road trip, and it was messed up. Like, I recovered from my post-concussion syndrome. The bruises on my face went away. I started to look for a job. Thank God they came back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we get it a little bit worse in Seattle for the MLS game since we actually have fans in the stands because they average like 30,000. Which
the New York MLS team does all right.
Yeah. There's like 3 teams in MLS that does all right. You got Seattle, you got one of the
Dallas or whatever the Texas area team is.
LA.
I got to imagine if there's a Texas area team, it does great.
They got a couple down in Texas. Yeah, Houston and then Dallas. Dallas does okay, but not in the top 3.
The thing is that MLS is not so great, but it's a cheap day out compared to other sports, and like, who gives a fuck? And you and your mates can get like right trashed. And the weather's not so bad when we play it in America.
Yeah. I agree there, Tim. There should be more games.
Yeah,
there should be more afternoon baseball.
Is where it's 4:30 or 5 p.m. That's where every game should start, no matter where you are. So I can get home
so children
at
can see
8:30 or 9.
And children
you have
can
to
see
go
the
to
games.
work the next day. Yeah.
It's very important that your next generation of baseball fans can see these games.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they played baseball games on the radio.
They still play it, but it's actually better than watching it.
Yeah,
well, TV came later, after I was older.
Yeah, by the way, Jordan, nobody should lose to the Baltimore Orioles, so I hope you kick their ass tonight. Personally.
Yeah, they got kind of lucky. They line drive the ball right off the face of the starting pitcher, so he was out quite early.
Damn. Have they ever won a World Series?
Never been to it.
Yeah.
They lost one to the Mets.
Not the Mariners, but the Orioles did a long time ago.
I don't know if did they win like the 1968 World Series or some shit like that.
Not sure if they've won, but they've been to it.
Yeah, they lost to the Mets.
Oh, you're talking about 1986?
That was the Red Sox.
No, 86 was the Miracle Mets.
Yeah, they beat the Red Sox.
Yeah, they beat the Red Sox that year.
Which, by the way, if you're gonna beat anyone but the Yankees, that's the one to beat. The only reason the Arizona Diamondbacks have any respect in the eyes of any person anywhere, or the Florida Marlins, is because they have a World Series pennant that says we beat the Yankees.
Holy shit, they've won it 3 times.
The Marlins have won a few.
Yeah. Orioles won it in 66, 70, and 83.
That
83 was the last one.
Yeah, 83 with Cal Ripken as a rookie.
Yep, 3 times. Yep, there we go.
Always 2 years before the Mets. That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know I wasn't around. I wasn't around for 66. 70, I even barely remember. But I was watching the the Orioles when they had Ripken. So that year.
They had Ripken for a good 20 plus years there.
Yeah. Well, of course, he set the consecutive games record. That'll never be touched.
That was fake. His brother played half the games.
Yeah. What?
Rigged.
In like exchange for him? Or
Yeah, they
something?
can't tell them apart. Billy Ripken looked just like Cal Ripken, right, Germ?
Did he?
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
I
You
didn't
know
think
Billy. You didn't know about Billy Ripken? Billy Ripken played third base and spelled Cal Ripken.
Huh.
Yeah. And sometimes when he was starting, he played second base.
Nice.
Billy Ripken wasn't playing when I started watching baseball.
You don't remember Billy Ripken?
I barely
I
remember
feel
Cal
old.
Ripken.
I remember Cal Ripken Sr.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that first Yankee game I went to. Red Roughing started, Germ.
Yeah. If it's before Ken Griffey Jr. got drafted, I don't remember it.
I think I'm the same age as Ken Griffey Jr.
I just saw some breaking news. The first Canadian astronaut to go into space, Marc Jarneau, dead at age 76. Wow.
I showed him.
Well, I guess to most of us in Canada, he's a national treasure, but wow, okay. He just, he dropped dead. So, a lot of people are going back and forth. Well, who was the guy? We were just talking about the guy from King of the Hill, but there was that short actor who, he voiced one of the dinks, I guess, from the Spaceballs and among other characters, and he died. Natural causes, of course, but can't remember that guy's name. Damn it.
Must have overlooked it.
Yeah. Because I know he passed. Weird.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Yeah, short guy. Yeah.
Nope.
I can't believe, speaking of Spaceballs, I still can't believe that Mel Brooks is still alive.
Some rumor of another Spaceballs movie. I don't think there's any appetite for it.
No. He's 99. He ain't going to pull that shit. He's not.
Well, Clint Eastwood's still making movies at 95, although, as we said on my show, no one really believes it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty damn sure that even though Harrison Ford's in his, late 80s right now, he'll still be putting shit out.
They say it's because he's broke.
Oh, he's not broke.
Well, yeah, he's broke. Look at his wife.
I don't know enough about it. I don't know shit about her to say that. Like, honestly, I will say this. Like, he's had enough time to, he's known her long enough to get rid of her if she's cost him a whole bunch of money and just, it's on him. I guess that's what I'm trying to, this one's on him. Like, I get you. He's a weirdo. How do you lose all that money? But, then again, his biggest payday is pretty long time ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because unless those, she did that one job, and she hasn't earned any money after that.
Whom?
Flockhart.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't have to do nothing. Whatever. They have a couple of kids, so that's her thing. Although, at this point, their youngest is 32.
Yeah.
Close to Flockhart and Harrison Ford's kid, Sean loaned them the cradle. That his father worked on Ally McBeal's. How crazy is that?
Yeah. Is Is Harrison still with Callista?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
They've
She
been
looks
married
okay.
for
30
20
years,
plus years.
25 years. She
Wow.
looks fine for 60. She looks all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's old. I mean, what are you going to do? She is old. She's 60, but she looks all right for 60. She looks better at 60 than Angelina Jolie does right now. Angelina Jolie looking painful and weird.
Yeah, actually,
She looked
Angelina
painfully
Jolie's
weird when she was hot.
Yeah, actually, Angelina Jolie's looking scarier as she gets older.
Angelina
Yikes.
Jolie had like a cute phase there, but she looks like a sociopath and she looks dangerous, and like the part where she looks like she's hot because she's dangerous is like that's in the past. Like she's like now like 50 or something like that. She looks nuts.
Yeah. That was 20
Yeah,
years
well-
ago. She looked
20 years ago ended the 10-year run
Yeah.
of her being young enough
She
to be
was-
crazy and hot.
She was
Yeah.
hot. She was crazy hot. Now she looks kind of like a
Now she's
aged
sad,
vampire
crazy.
mistress looking to take the blood and youth of an innocent virgin girl. She
It
just
went
can't
from-
find anyone.
Looks like a
It's-
succubus.
It's weird. It went from crazy hot, and then it went like the other way. Instead of hot and crazy, it went to like sort of sadly crazy.
No, she looks like a succubus, man. She's freaking scary. I wouldn't want to cross her. No way. I would like, oh no. You're like a disease.
Yeah, she's
Get
some
back.
type of evil.
Oh yeah, she is. Absolutely. Scarier.
I don't know. I haven't noticed. The weirdest looking chick to me is Victoria Beckham.
Yeah. Good night, girl.
Good night, Gorilla. Wow, that was very Walton's. Good night, Gorilla. Good night, Pleasant Valley Pack Led.
Yeah.
Good night, FKHC. Good night, Stream Elements. Good night, Mikey. Good night, Germ.
Hey, don't tell Stream Elements going good night. It'll decide it's time to go to sleep. Then we're off the air.
Stream Elements is the streaming service for me. Stream Elements is the place to be.
Literally the only place, because none of the other shit works.
It is so bad, and how you cannot put up a usable avatar in the in the confines of the Rumble Studio is beyond me. The only way you can use Rumble Studio is to go in as a guest, turn on the screen cover, and go on and have that be your avatar, but it doesn't pop or give any indication when you're talking, which, crazy as it sounds, is an extremely helpful thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
germs.
and
Rumble Studio
on that
sucks.
Easy Mux crap.
Evie Mux was so fucking horrible.
Yeah.
They did
well,
really good research for StreamYards when they decided that's what they were going to get. When they raised their prices, that was that was very cynically aware. Germ, I mean, you found out you guys did the tour of terrible software while I waited for a little while to see if someone could find an easy replacement. Everybody went back to StreamYard saying everything else is just garbage.
Yeah. And lo and behold, they took $430+ off of me.
Between you and me, is it ruthless or is it good business? I think it's a little too ruthless to be good business.
It's good business for now, and bleed them until someone else makes something usable. It's heartless. It's
heartless.
conniving, and it's evil, but it's good
It's
business.
underhanded.
hey, maybe.
It is very good business. Almost Ferengi-like.
It is very Ferengi-like. And the Yankees need some runs.
Yeah, they're still down, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure Judge will be up. He'll have the corked bat and the freshly needle pulled out of his backside, so he'll be
That's-
able to juice one over the top.
Not fair, man. He wears the steroid patch. He doesn't take injections.
Oh, I'm
Is that
so
worse?
sorry. Yeah, he's
See,
still
you
not.
talk bad about
the
people,
league.
it comes back to haunt you.
He's still not leading the league in home runs with all his enhancements.
I think he plays the game clean. He's just a giant. He's also well protected in that lineup full of home run hitters, bro. Come on, imagine Griffey in that lineup.
Griffey
And we
now?
don't think. Well, no, like at like 25.
Yeah, Griffey was doing great at 25 where he was. And hello, buddy.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying with that kind of protection in the lineup. I mean, he could do it by himself. He was great. Hello, buddy. It's good to see you, man.
Hey, Buddy Hepburn.
Oh, you couldn't afford him even then.
I remember Ken Griffey Sr. I remember being a fan of Ken Griffey Sr. And the day that we found out that Ken Griffey Jr. was a selfish player when he said that he would never be a Yankee.
Yeah, everyone loved him that day.
Everyone who hated the Yankees absolutely loved him, but his reasons that he wouldn't be a Yankee showed that he wasn't a real professional and that he didn't truly love the fans.
Let's face it, everyone outside the five boroughs hates you freaking Yankees.
That's not true. Everywhere I go, I see people with Yankee hats on.
How many of them speak English?
That's not the point. Guy who bought me my pizza was wearing a Yankee hat.
Hey, LDG.
Hey, LDG, what's up, man?
Hey, if you want to come up, LDG, the link's in the X group.
Yeah, speaking of X, I went back into X and reinstated my account. It never left. It's still there. I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Oh, nice.
I thought Elon
Yeah,
would
it
destroy it or
lurks
something.
around and waits for you.
Yeah, he was still waiting for me. It's still there.
Yeah, that kind of happens sometimes. I had several, before the Elon era, I had like 3 accounts completely deleted. But
I wish they would
apparently now
delete
they're all
my old
back.
one. I wish they would delete my old one. The one that they took down because I said that Smaug should airstrike the Harfoots from Rings of Power.
Hey, buddy, you could probably, buddy, you could probably say that of more than just the Yankees. There's a lot of teams that are just brand names, man.
They've been a winning team over the last few years. I mean, they were always a pretty good team. They're never terrible. They always have a good record. I agree with what he says to a degree, but I mean, I've been to Yankee Stadium a bunch of times myself, too. And this new Yankee Stadium can't do them justice. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, go away.
yeah, your ex will never really go away.
It depends. Did you catch herpes from her?
Oh, geez. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, just like the women, your ex account will never really truly go away. They will be haunting you until the very end.
Yeah, until they expect some money back from you or some shit. If you actually pay for something, and then you kind of come up short, and then they'll just continue to pursue you. Well, it's like StreamYard.
Hell, that's the easy one.
Yeah.
Money, fine, but some of them want blood. The Asian ones, especially, they want blood.
Yeah. It's a whole revenge thing, it goes back several years.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Sometimes they just want a kidney.
Hmm.
I mean, you mistake their sister for them one time, then they want to carve you up like a turkey.
Yeah.
It's not my fault they look alike. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Buddy just said there that Europe's biggest selling brand in terms of logo on non-MLB merch is the Yankees. Oh, I believe that, buddy. You do see a lot of people wearing New York
Of
Yankees.
non-MLB, does he mean pirated?
Maybe. Yeah.
So here's the thing. You can tell with the Yankee gear, right? Like Europeans, I've been to Europe like twice. It was pretty cool. I liked Europe, and like while I was there, they have what we would call baseball hats. But do you ever watch a show, Germ, called Star Trek Enterprise? Have you ever seen this show?
I've heard of it.
You ever see an episode called Desert Crossing with Clancy Brown where they put on their bicycle hats and they're not really bicycle hats, they're more like I'm sorry, they're baseball hats and they're not baseball hats, they're bicycle hats. Remember that one?
Yeah.
And so if you look at that, they're kind of mixed with American baseball hats. I think they cut both together and sewed them into one. But they cut both apart and sewed them into one Frankenstein hat. The thing is, European cycling hats look like American baseball hats until you look at them for a second. Then they're fundamentally different. So, like, if they're making a bunch of European, quote, baseball hats, they're not baseball hats. They just look like it. They're European cycling hats. And they just kind of suck. Now, when I went there with my Yankee hat, people loved me. And they were like, please, sir, would you please come to our house, sir?
Yeah, those bicycle hats tend to be way too flat. You got the small, rigid brim, and then you're supposed to, for a regular one, the rigid front.
Well, you can
Those
pop the
bicycle hats are
brim back.
just barely anything.
Well, the thing is that they're meant so you can pop the brim up and it'll reverse itself to not catch wind as you go forward if you don't need it to block the sun. So the cycling cap has that weird front and that weird brim. It manages to invert itself when you push it up. That's the purpose. Allegedly. Remember, these Europeans, they can't be trusted, Germ. Not to make a baseball hat. Hey, Daniel, it's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
We're talking about the difference between the European cycling hat and the American baseball hat. Germ is sure that it's a pretty big deal.
Well, yeah, you need the nice, firm construction of the American baseball cap. Not
Right.
the happiness of the bicycle hat.
Now, when you put on your Mariners cap, which kind of Mariners cap do you have?
I have a couple of them.
Because they have like a million baseball uniforms and hats, just like a softball team. Do you have the all blue one with the S?
I have
That's your best hat.
I have the classic light blue with the yellow S. I have the
That's a cool hat.
Trident, and I have the regular navy one with just the silver star on it.
I don't like that one at all. The one you had for a while there that had the S on it, that was a pretty good hat, though. That was a good hat.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to have a traditional baseball uniform, right? Cutting edge baseball uniforms don't work. How about those big league chew uniforms, Jerem? Oh my God!
That's nothing new. Seattle's always, for at least 5 years, we've had the cream color.
But now everyone has it, and it's fucking awful.
Yeah, I don't, because they have the basic white and grays. They have the navy, they have the teal, and they have the cream. The cream, I can't look at.
Well, let's see. Trying to think of all my caps. I've got 3 main baseball caps. I got my San Francisco Giants cap. I've got my Arizona Diamondbacks cap when I lived in Arizona for all that time. Here, I'll show you. This was given to me by Suzanne. This is my Toronto Blue Jays adopted team cap.
Your conversion hat.
My conversion hat, yeah.
Your badge of shame. And
Badge
what
of
do you call
shame.
it?
I won
Buddy
the World
Hepburn's.
Series in 92-93.
Buddy Hepburn's. This is true, by the way. The New York logo is like a pop art logo overseas. They don't care if of the team or the game itself. It's a fashionable thing there. That is true, and the ladies just loved it.
Yeah, my girl, she's had a Yankee hat for years, and she didn't even know what baseball was until I told her.
Matt!
It's like a line from Patton. It's like a line from Patton. Well, the thing is, it's just bigger than the Yankees are bigger than baseball, and something like 50% of all baseball merchandise sold is Yankee merchandise.
Yeah.
Just heard
Mortal
there'll be
Kombat Legacy.
Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Legacy Collection coming later this
The
year.
the great Christopher Lambert. Am I right?
Yep.
They'll have one of the Raidens as Lambert, but Legacy Collection is the first 5 games rolled up into one.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I think of Raiden, I think Lambert.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
He
I
was
also think
definitely
of
the better
him in
Lambert.
Highlander as well. So yeah.
He was great in Highlander, but I mean, he defined video game movie. He was the first ever video game movie villain.
Yep.
Succeed.
What's that?
Because before that, Mortal Kombat was the first video game movie to actually do anything. Because
Well,
before
and they
that,
had nothing to work with too.
we had that unfortunate Mario Brothers game.
Yeah, was their movie first?
No, I was just reading what Buddy said. He said he liked MK2. Are you talking about Annihilation, Buddy? Because that was after the first one.
No, the game.
Oh, the game. Okay. Just the
Yeah,
game.
they
Finish him.
they got rid of that damn camera animation. Is actually pixeled. Then they added a little bit more on the hazards.
Think about it, Germans.
Uppercut in the pit.
I think the first video game movie to work, the greatest video game movie villain performance of all time, the one that defines all video game movie villains, is definitely Lambert. You can see his influence on the very powerful Resident Evil franchise, where the 5 just solid and fantastic movies, some of the best horror movies of all time, in fact.
And unfortunately, they made 8 of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's one without Mila now,
7.
right?
Yeah, they made 7. I have 7.
No, they made another one now. There's another one now without Mila, I think. I think there are 8. I think there might be 8. It's Raccoon City.
Oh, Raccoon.
That's Silent Hill.
Okay, shit. Okay, yeah.
MK3, I think, was my favorite as well, LDG. That's where I first got the Konami code, and what we would do is just set it to 2-player, beat the living hell out of Shang Tsung, and just steamroll him with fatalities and animalities again and again and again for hours on end.
Shake on, yeah. Yeah. They well, because they had the matchups were like, oh man, I mean, they were awesome. And wasn't it like in a 4D format, or was it still 3D format?
It's still MK3 was still the scrolling.
Combat.
The 3D battles, I don't believe, came in until Deadly Alliance.
Right. I remember I was used to playing Mortal Kombat, the video arcade games. I used to play that. I just remember.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Noises and shit. Yeah, those are still pretty good. If you can own one, it's probably good, to have that. Yeah. I used to think there was this one sound they made, and it sounded like bullshit. It went bullshit. It sounded like bullshit. I was like, oh, okay. It didn't sound right to me. I know it was some kind of chant, when you're doing the karate moves and shit, but yeah, it just sounded weird. That was the only sound I ever really questioned. I said, are they actually cussing in this game? Wow, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about MK1 LDG, that composite animation.
Yeah.
I would have kept a composite through. That was really cool that MK1 did. They just couldn't have done all the shots correctly.
Shots correctly, yeah.
I know, I never really liked the look of the composites. Yeah, I know you can do some really cool composite stuff.
Yep.
Let's see here, Daniel. Raiden sent a message back in time to his younger self. Oh yeah, that's MK9.
Yep.
Yeah, he changed the end of Armageddon. Yeah, apparently Armageddon didn't go as well as he would have hoped. I guess canonically, Shang Tsung is one who beat Blaze. But I think they're in a good place with the franchise now.
Yeah. Well, those first two movies, I think you can still get bits and pieces of them from YouTube. At least I know Annihilation you can. I don't know about the first one. But
oh, hell, I got both of those on DVD right now.
Yeah. I remember those two guys from Smosh. They did the entire... That is still one of the most popular videos on YouTube after all these years.
Yeah.
19 years in the making, and way back in 2006. And they did the Mortal Kombat theme, and they're kicking themselves. Acting like idiots, kicking themselves in their bedroom, in the bedroom or some shit, man.
Yeah.
Just insane. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's MK4 with the 3D battles.
Yes.
That's the most forgettable of the franchise.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even remember who the boss fight was for that. Was that Draken?
Maybe, yeah. Possibly.
K4 boss. Shinnok. Or Shinnok.
Shinnok.
Oh yeah, Killer Instinct. That was a good franchise as well.
Yep.
I know they had a revival of that when they first brought out the Xbox One, but that didn't really go too well, unfortunately. But I always thought that was the superior franchise, at least back in the Super Nintendo days. I like the Killer Instinct better than the first couple of Mortal Kombat games. Vincent mentions his younger self. We already went through that one.
I was just looking at the people pitching. I don't even recognize this guy Ortiz. I recognize Schmidt for the Yankees. I know he played for a few other teams.
3D Mortal Kombat games you see today are not actually 3D. They are 3D in a 2D sphere.
That's why we need a wall.
I'm actually okay with that. I don't like the 3D aspect of the fight. Just keep it a straight 2D fight. Then go heavy on the gore and the special moves.
They're trying to compete with newer games like Batman Arkham.
They showed a bit of the MK multiverse. Hey. That's a word you never want to hear. Multiverse.
Yeah, that looks like an interesting game. Red Sox beat the Angels 11-9. Wow.
Yeah, fuck the Angels.
Well, I hate the Angels too, but
I've done that a few times.
Wrong type of Angels. I don't think you're interested in these type of Angels.
No, but take the term just literally.
Yeah, Shao Kahn killed Blaze, and he still has that power and is ruling the OG Mortal Kombat Earth, at least until something is done about that. I think that universe doesn't exist anymore.
And I believe
No.
that needs to be heavily looked into. Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to know where Director Patel. Where are you on this one?
I think he has a little bit
LDG's
more
right.
important things to do. Yeah, that 2021 one.
Yeah,
that
but
was horrible.
in Germ, hear me out. Instead of doging away all the agents we didn't need, we could have put them on that.
Maybe. I'd just rather they bury it. That
The
2021
FBI.
thing never happened. Well, yeah, get rid of the FBI too.
Oh, the FBI, the movie. Yeah, they should. You know what? Not only should they bury it. I think first burning would be fine. I would help them burn it.
Yeah. Burn it, consecrate it, and then stick it beneath a church somewhere so it never raises.
First piss on the ashes.
Yeah, sure. I can't believe they thought create a character guy was the one meant to be the star of that. Because that's what he was. He's the guy that you run through the tutorial and the secondary game.
It was like a Winnie the Pooh movie with Build-A-Bear as the star.
Yeah.
Well, at least my twins are ahead of the fucking Guardians.
That would be a great movie, LDG.
Oh, won't be
And if you look at this casting, if you see pictures of Rocky Maivia, he looks just like the star of that game. So you put a mustache and a wig on the Rock, literally pixel for pixel the guy they have in the video game.
It answer me something. Why is Aaron Judge third in the batting order, and then you got Bellinger? What the hell is Cody Bellinger doing there in the fourth spot? I see Goldschmidt is
Hopefully
Aaron
singling Judge over to third, or if not, starting over with a clean plate because hopefully Judge, hits a home run. I don't know. Aaron Boone's a tough guy to figure out. He's a fucking weirdo. Honestly.
So what do you think of Paul Goldschmidt? Because you guys got him for a deal, man, from Arizona.
He's, I don't have any opinion on him yet. I'm watching him.
Uh-huh.
Like a little more power from that position.
Yeah, I wish I'm pulling for Paul. I got to know him briefly. Nice player, good guy.
Yeah, that's a good order, LDG. I think that's how I'd put it too. I never was the biggest Street Fighter fan.
Right.
Which is the one with Alyssa Milano? Is that Street Fighter?
Alyssa Milano, I believe that is.
Or Mario Brothers?
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's Street
Mario
Fighter.
Brothers.
It's Mario Brothers?
I think. Yeah. Isn't she Princess Daisy in Mario Brothers?
Her ass looks great in the movie, whatever it was.
I thought she looked better in Charmed, but hey.
Kiss of the Vampire.
Yeah.
Hey, 3D fighting games always suck, LDG. The mechanics, they have never gotten right.
It's just, what is it, Resolute Germ? Is it they can't get the formula right, or they just can't get the coding and all that stuff right?
I don't know, but it's something about the mechanics of the game. They can't get the balance between auto movement and manual movement to face each other.
Yeah.
Is
that more of a software or a hard? Yeah, is that more of a software?
It's software. It's all software.
Yeah, right. Software issues.
Some they do close to okay on some of the old Virtual Fighter games. Yeah. Did okay, but they severely limited your motion.
True.
That's how they got away with that. And yeah, other than that, I don't think a lot of them ever really do the job too well.
LTG. He put down the old group Justin Timberlake had in sync, and he says, "Oh my God, I'm sync." Say, shoot me. Yeah. Okay, LDG, give me the rifle. I'll come on down to Florida and take you out. Yeah, you never quote Justin Timberlake ever in conversation. That mofo practically almost destroyed Saturday Night Live. What a moron. Oh, man. Can't stand that guy.
Oh yeah, go check out Teague's new Star Blazers Star Trek Enterprise compare and contrast video.
Well, there's now two. There's a short one with a complete. Well, the short one I made that's 3 minutes long that has the music in it that just gives you the plot for both really quickly and shows you a lot of the art. And then in the new upload that started this morning, which is the one in the chat right now, that one is the Star Trek Star Blazers discussion plus the Xindi arc plus the Delphic Expanse, and it's been reconfigured and enhanced with video so that when we're having our discussion, there's like a briefing going on. It's set up like a briefing. Unfortunately I covered your face with Krimlon, but I did preserve you beaming in, so we get to see you then.
That's okay.
Oh,
hey LDG.
Hey LDG,
hey, man! I had to run to my headset. Had to run to my headset real quick. Hey guys, what's going on?
It's good to see your real face on screen.
Yeah,
always. I'm always here, man. I'm right here, man.
LDG was once human, but now he dumped his consciousness into a computer about 6,000 years ago. He runs a small Florida town, WandaVision style. They call him Landrew there.
Well, I'm still transitioning to AI, but
I don't know if you saw the specific episode of Star Trek I'm joking around about or not.
No, most likely not, but that's okay. It's a long day and my brain is half dead. I came on real quick to talk about your latest thing that you were talking about, though.
I love when we talk about me. Go ahead.
You were talking about you never liked 3D games, and I made the comment that it's because they fucked up. You never played a good 3D game.
Oh, you're not talking about me. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about you, God. But the that was one thing that really pissed me off growing up is like when we made this switch to 3D, like, during like N64 and all that shit, they created these 3D games, and N64 was like a big one, right? Like we all remember like 3D Superman. It was like the worst effing game ever. Right, that was like the ET of N64. All these game companies who try to create so-called 3D games, they fucked it up because they tried to reinvent the controller, and that was the problem. Like the problem with me wasn't the 3D game. The 3D game was awesome. You just couldn't control the goddamn thing. That was the problem. Right? Like, but you had these 3D/2D games that worked really well, but they never learned from their mistakes. Like, for instance, Star Fox. Star Fox was 3D, but it was based on a 2D playing field. And that's why people were able to play it really, really well. Because their fingers didn't have to change. They just got the eye candy of 3D, but they were still playing like on a 2D field. So their fingers didn't screw things up. And Star Fox was like one of the most popular 3D games at the time.
Yeah, Star Fox was very linear. The problem was that with the Mortal Kombat games, when it came to the moving around, they always had that auto sync feature built in that didn't quite work to face each other. So half the time the computer gets behind you, it will never find its way back, and if you turn off that feature, it gets even worse.
There's a comparison that I think a lot of people will agree with me about. There was the attempt for 3D, and then the best, not the perfect. It wasn't perfect, but the best iteration of 3D fighting game was the difference between 3D Fighter and Tekken. Because
I remember
Tekken actually did a very cool thing with 3D, and their fighting match was like, if you remember playing 3D Fighter, I mean that shit was like it was worse. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't worse. No, the worst 3D fighter was Mortal Kombat 4. Mortal Kombat 4 was absolutely effing beta. Like it wasn't even a complete game. Right? Like it sucked.
Yeah,
but
it is horrible.
Tekken, you could actually do 3D moves in the middle of a combo. So your combo turned into a 3D thing, but it was still a 2D atmosphere. And a lot of the games today, like when they came out with the 3D, all they had to do was keep the controls the same and just change the point of view. And I bet you a lot of 3D games would have gotten a much better freaking rep. But they tried to reinvent the damn controllers, invent these new buttons. We had controllers with not 1 or 2 extra buttons, but with like 12 extra buttons. And then 12 extra combination of, if you hold Z, and now you got a joystick and a freaking D-pad and all these side buttons. You got to have, you have to be ambidextrous. Like, I mean, how many people can control all 10 of their fingers at the same time? It's like, what the hell? Like, it's like your hands were playing yoga. And it was absolutely horrible. So
I know that my brother LDG actually, in the earlier systems they had, and with the controllers, I know he broke a few of those controllers. My dad was pissed off with him because he says, "But I can't move." He says, "I can't do all this shit." And I said, "Well, I don't know what to tell you, Phil. I mean, but he broke a few controllers doing that, trying to play, and when it was all difficult shit." So
they finally learned. I mean, if you look at the Wii today, the Wii compared to the N64, like, is literally basic, like pure basic, right? Like they finally got smart and said, okay, maybe we don't need to make, an Omnitrix of fucking hand controller. Maybe we should keep it simple and just do things differently. And they obviously that went well with them. The N64 was
they've
just
done the
effing
Switch,
ridiculous.
right? Nintendo Switch, like
Switch,
the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, and the controls are a lot more basic than compared to. I mean, the Super Nintendo wasn't bad, but the N64, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This looks like a trident. I gotta hold my freaking middle piece now. Like, you don't understand. Like, I was a Nintendo player when I played Nintendo. Like back in, there was no Super Nintendo, right? It was just Nintendo. I used to play Nintendo controller like an arcade stick. I couldn't hold it in my hand. I'd put it on a flat surface and I'd play like I was playing on a control. And of course, I'm like 7 years old, so my hands are actually small enough to be able to do this. Today it would look kind of funny, but I played like I put my controller on a flat surface, and I had my left hand on top of the up, down, left, and right, and my right hand on top of the A and B, and I would just have it on top of. Now, I wouldn't be holding the controller whatsoever. And I got fast response times. I could, rapid press and everything, all that fun stuff. I just felt that was normal. Kind of like when you're growing up and you go to first grade and you see that one person that holds a pencil, like they're holding a they're holding a stick of dynamite. They don't like hold the pencil the right way. They hold it like they're grabbing a pole. You know what I mean? Like that was like that. Like I had to have my Nintendo controller on a flat surface, my hands on top. I couldn't hold a Nintendo controller. So when Super Nintendo came out with this round effing controller and an extra 4 buttons, I'm like, I gotta hold the controller now because I can't hit L or R if I kind of like went against my norm. But I eventually got there and I was okay with it after. But N64 came out and I'm like, I quit. Fuck this. You got an extra handle. I only got 2 hands, and you got 3 handles on a 2-hand. Like, does that even make sense? You get a controller with 3 effing handles, yet the human being only has 2 hands. That was the very first thing I thought when I saw a Nintendo 64 controller. I'm like, I don't have a third hand. Now, if humans had 4 hands, oh man, Nintendo 64 makes complete sense. You know, you got 3 hands for the controller. You got the other one for flipping the page on Nintendo Power. You know, yeah, you're good to go. But fuck, man, there's no way to hold that shit properly. And then, of course, Smash Bros comes out. And I actually got to say, Smash Bros was like one of the only games that got me. That was like how to hold a controller 101. You know what I mean? Like if you could hold a controller with Smash Bros, you're pretty much good with any other effing game. Like seriously.
Well, the good thing about most of the 64 games is you didn't need the D-pad for shit.
Well, yeah, depending on the game. But no, I get what you're saying, but even the D-pad had some kind of use. It was like,
yeah, most of it was auxiliary to the stick, though.
Yeah, well, it was auxiliary, but it was still auxiliary. Yeah, I mean, again, it depends what game you're talking about because each game had like different things, but you could still use the D-pad. But the thing that really pissed me off was the fact that in N64 controllers, it was rubber band, right? It wasn't pneumatic, whatever the word is.
Oh yeah.
So like your controller literally gets fucked up simply by using it, right? Just by using the controller, you fucking up the controller, and then there's a day that's going to come where the thumbstick sucks, and you're just like, I have to buy a new controller.
Yeah,
and when you play Smash Bros, yeah, it's like 3 months if you
Smash Bros.
Bro, no, I was gonna say maybe 3 months in Smash Bros. It depends. I mean, if you were just playing regular games, maybe longer than 3 months, maybe 6 months. But eventually, no matter what it is, it always got like shit, and you always had to buy a new one. Like Nintendo 64 was like the first controller that introduced me to the fact that I had to buy a controller. Like Nintendo 64 lasted forever. Nintendo lasted forever. The thought of even having to buy another controller never came into my mind. I didn't like it's a caveman of fire, right? Like, ooh, fire. Oh, what the fuck is this? Like, I didn't even know about buying another controller until N64.
I don't think any of us did. There were always just solid bricks before that.
Yeah, and then it wasn't even like, oh, I have to buy. It was like I have to buy a new one. Like, I went through 2 controllers a year. So, it wasn't even just like, oh, I just broke it. I have to buy a new one. Okay, I'm good forever. No, every 3-6 months, period. End of story.
Yeah. And hello, Lemon Pie.
Hey, Lemon.
So, just wanted to come on and say my piece about that. I would love to see a Killer Instinct movie, as long as they don't fuck it up. Make Orchid the main character. Thank you very much, Orchid, and do something with that. But after the new Mortal Kombat movie, Mortal Kombat 1 or whatever they call it, that movie that fucking sucked balls, man, dude. That was almost as bad as the Street Fighter movie. And even at least the Street Fighter movie had pizzazz to it. Like it had Jean-Claude Van Damme. So even if it sucked, you're still watching Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know what I mean? But like Mortal Kombat 1, there's nobody in that fucking movie. The movie better stand on its own. And it was just like garbage. You literally had the main character who had literal plot armor. Like literally plot armor. Like his secret ability was literal plot armor. Like you can't get more of a slap in the face. I mean, the only worst movie that like made fun of itself and like just ruined itself and went completely woke was Matrix 4.
Oh, Matrix 4?
Yeah, Matrix 4 went completely suicide.
Oh, why? Because they had Neil Patrick Harris as the main villain?
No, because they forced the Wachowski sister to write it, and she said, "You know what?
Yeah, their younger bitch sister.
Yeah, torpedoed it. Actually, it's the same one. It's just he decided
both
that he
transitioned.
wasn't he anymore.
Yeah, they both transitioned.
I think that's the last
And they
time
both
got
lost all their
discussed
they
now.
both lost all their money too when they got divorced.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have done a really good. I'm telling you, I'm kind of the only thing that I'm mad about was that Wachowski thought Matrix was done, and like, you know, you got this company that says, okay, we have to offer it to you because it's in your contract, right? And it's like, okay, we have to offer it to you, but if you choose not to do it, then we're going to go with somebody else. So then she said, well, fuck this. If you're going to threaten me that, and I'm going to make it, I'm going to get money for it, and I'm going to bury it in the dirt.
Well, Daniel, if that's true, I hope it's written well.
Daniel, I
If you
think if you never had a problem with the N64 controller, you're the only human being on Earth.
Either that or you're just playing Pokemon.
Or when that came out, every time you could only do so many home run shots with that baseball bat on Smash Brothers before that stick completely breaks. Go through PS5 controllers every 5 or so months. Wow. Yeah, the stick drift. There's supposed to be a way to fix the stick drift on those, but I don't know. I never seen anyone really get it to work successfully.
Yeah, but you would get stuck if you like if you're eating something. And I know I did this a lot when I was like playing Doom, and then when I did Mario World, and it's like honey or any sort of like sticky substance all over the damn thing. Yeah, it could ruin the could ruin it real quickly.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's why I use alcohol.
Yeah.
You just wipe down the surface with alcohol, get the little Q-tip into the buttons, make it last as long as you can.
Yeah.
But no matter what you do, always that damn joystick goes out.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Yeah. Something about synchronization, I think it was, with the handheld moving around and shit. Yeah.
Oh, you must be happy. Matrix 5 is being written as we speak, LDG.
Yeah.
Bullshit. There's no way they can. She thoroughly grounded that to a fucking pulp. There is no way they can come back from that. If they do, it's going to be absolute dumbass garbage. Sorry. There's
That
no
never
way you can
stopped
come
them
back from
before.
that. Oh, God, dude.
Well, Buddy likes the N64 controller. Even has the Switch anime N64 control wireless playing the N64 games. Sucks on anything else.
Yeah.
But we're closing in on that 2-hour mark. We should start wrapping it up.
All right.
LDG, you have anything you want to shout out?
Just my lovely, horrible life. Trying to free the net. Very busy, but you guys can always hit me up and freethenet.org/underground in your browser, and come say hi anytime you want. Well, welcome to. And I've been enjoying the bird streams lately on Bird of Prey 5 channel. Matter of fact, yesterday was some pretty funny episodes, actually. I'm actually thinking of next to start playing after we finish the bed life. We're going to play all the uploaded videos of Bird of Prey 5 X channel, which he did a lot of funny outtakes. So I think that's going to be coming next. Thanks for having me, dude. Appreciate it. Always good to hanging out.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Mikey, what you got?
Well, tomorrow, of course, on our weekly webcam series, we got 2 more episodes from season 4 of the A Team. So we'll be doing those tomorrow. I know we'll be there for Gorilla when he does his Terminator, the Sarah
Hey,
Connor
Daniel.
Chronicles episodes.
Yeah, I'm just
Friday, the
finishing up
Fledgling.
I jumped on Resolute Germ stream.
I think he's talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
Good night,
so
buddy.
of course, the Fledgling Walton stream that we'll be doing together, Germ, on Friday. And then on Sunday, I guess he's doing another mystery movie. So there's that. In the fall, we're actually planning to do live streams on Monday.
That's in 12 weeks. That's in 12 weeks. I think
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah, stick it to this week.
Yeah. And then, so in a
Just,
while, we'll be doing the stuff. So
Right.
Yeah,
You're doing the A Team, right?
yeah, 18 tomorrow, 2 episodes, 12 noon, straight up Eastern time.
Okay. Teague, what you got coming up?
Check out my video in the in the chat. The link is in the chat, or go to my channel and check it out. And also, today is Tuesday. I'll be Wednesday. I'll be editing all day, and then tomorrow night I'll be back at 10:30. I haven't made up my mind yet. One or the other. And I'll have
good.
Crimlon with me, and probably you. We'll find out. Tune in to find out.
If I can get in early enough.
We'll find out. I'm always ready to go. I just can't wait to do the show tomorrow. I'm excited about it. And to edit. Can't wait to edit more.
Yeah. And we'll be back Saturday for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And then another monster movie next Monday.
Jerome, I just want to say I want to thank you. I have people come up to me frequently with tears in their eyes and say, "Sir, you have to tell Resolute Germ that Nerd Night is the best show on YouTube."
I choose to believe that.
Sir, it's the truth, sir.
Yeah. Good night, Lemon.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Mr.
everybody. See you later.
Good night, sirs and ladies.